former student of Sunderland that you mentioned. How happy are you to see a marathon here in the city?
I'm really, really excited about having a marathon. It's the event that defined my running career, and there are lots of half marathons and 10Ks on, but there's been a real dearth of marathons around the country apart from the London Marathon, and I think it's great that they're having one in the north, and the fact that it's in Sunderland is really special to me because I used to be a student at Sunderland. It was Sunderland Polytechnic in those days, and I come to Sunderland every 2 weeks as a Sunderland supporter, so it's great. I'm really pleased that there's an event.
How would you describe the course, and what kind of are people going to see on the route? Is it going to show off the city?
Yes, it is. It shows off all the best and interesting bits of the city. 26 miles is a very long way, so it covers pretty much the whole place. But they've produced a very good course, so you don't have to do any laps. It's just a continuous route, although there are places where the runners will be going one way down the road and seeing others come up the other way. But it's a good course. It's slightly undulating, but I like that. You don't want 26 miles of completely flat, straight roads. It gets too monotonous. So a little bit of change of direction stuff just is excellent. I think it would be a great course.
Yeah, what we're trying to do is actually fit into, the Sunderland City Council have a strong desire to try and offer a range of events throughout the year, whether you like music or you like sport or culture or whatever, and working with the other, the university in town, the football club, etc. We want to try and make people want to come to Sunderland, and for those who already live here to have things that they can do. That includes running events. So the weekend is part of what I hope is going to be a big summer here. And we have the marathon, we have the 10K, we're going to have some kids events on the Saturday, we've got some mile races, there's going to be a pasta party, so hopefully there'll be a lot going on.
How big a part does Sunderland and run clubs such as Sunderland Harriers play in getting all those sign-ups?
Well, they're quite important because actually one of the things we use the clubs for, Sunderland Harriers, Sunderland Strollers, is they also have a lot of volunteers that we tap into. We've got to have lots of help, marshals on the course, etc. So even if they're not running, they can be a big help to us as well. But yeah, the Harriers have set up some training groups. They've sort of said if anyone who's not normally, they want to run the marathon, they don't really know about training, or they don't have anyone to train with, so they've set up a little program of training tips and groups for people to get together, which is fantastic. Part of the reason I'm doing these events is to get more people interested in running as well. So we have a club challenge as well. So to the athletic clubs around the northeast and wider afield, there's a cash prize for the best performance across the event. So you've got to have someone in the junior run, you've got to have I think 3 or 4 people in the 10K and at least one in the marathon. So it encourages the clubs to get involved.
For people who are perhaps swithering on whether to accept the challenge of marathon or not, what kind of advice would you like to offer them?
If you're going to do the marathon, you've got to really take it seriously. It isn't something you think, I'll just give it a go, because that really will find you out. It's a very long way. You've got to be prepared properly and physically and mentally for it. You've got to have your head around it, and because it's a very long way and it's tough, and you get very tired doing it. But if you've got a good motivation, a really good reason to be doing it, why you want to do it, and you prepare properly for it, it's a fantastic feeling of achievement when you finish.